This video we're going to talk about the kettlebell swing a little bit. The kettlebell swing is an explosive hip hinge or explosive deadlift, so we want to make sure that we understand and are efficient at deadlifting first. If we don't understand the deadlift, adding speed isn't going to make it better. So, like I said, kettlebell swing is an explosive deadlift, so hopefully by now we're understanding the idea of breathing, bracing, and driving through the ground. We want to check in on the swing with this. So, I'm going to give you a quick demonstration. I'll talk about some of the key things that are often done wrong, and then we can see some of your video and go from there. First thing is the setup, okay? A little bit wider shoulder width apart with a good hip hinge. Arms out in front, just like a long snapper in football. This is the setup is key. If you don't get a good pull on that kettlebell the first time, your first rep's not going to be good. Back is long and flat, and you're going to sniff that air in. And you're literally going to hike it back. You're pulling the kettlebell back behind you. We're not starting off kind of dangling it or anything like that. It's an aggressive snap of the kettlebell. Second, just like the deadlift, we don't stand up in the swing. We push down into the floor. Some people have a tendency to stand up, lift their shoulders up. Another misconception or another problem we see is they don't necessarily drive through the ground, they push the hips forward, okay? And that would look like this. In that case, what I just was doing was just focusing on driving my hips towards the wall. As you can see, my knees were slack, okay? My knees weren't stiff and straight. I also didn't connect up to the ground fully and get that full effect of that snap, that thrust, that violent thrust that we're looking for. So, if I change my thought process and I push through the ground and I get extension through my knee, my quads contract, my glutes contract, my ribs are down, my abs are tight, that's that quick snap. And that's what we want. And I finish vertically tall in a plank position. Here's what we want. Should look a little more crisp, okay? The knees were straight, the quads were on, okay? That's what we're looking for. Another thing, okay, is going to be bent arms, okay? Here's what we don't want. Finishing up top with the bent elbows, okay? Bent elbows is going to disconnect or not allow you to connect arms to lats or kettlebell to lats to core, okay? So we got to work on letting those arms straighten out. They're relaxed but yet strong. You're stabilizing with your upper back. Very common here, and this can be a bad habit to break, hard one to break, but once again, I want to keep practicing it. So it should look like this. Long, straight arms with a strong upper back. One more area to think about is the hips, okay? We don't want to just focus on driving hips forward. We talked about that first. You have lazy knees, okay? The thing we're talking about right now is we're waiting for the kettlebell, mostly on the way down, okay? The kettlebell is going to begin to descend. Then the hips will catch and drift backwards. It's not simply kettlebell up top, hips go back, kettlebell comes with, okay? I'm going to show you incorrect, then I'll show you correct. So I want to wait on that kettlebell. Essentially the arms begin to descend, boom, hips drive back, deaccelerates that weight, and then the hips literally throw the arms forward, the kettlebell forward. So even though it seems like a lot, the kettlebell exercise is quite simple, but it doesn't mean it's easy, okay? Can work on it a long time, work on progressing it and improving it. But it's a good, effective exercise. Really build that posterior strength, athleticism, get your heart rate up, and a lot of good things. So those are a couple of key items to take a look at. Probably like to see a video, what your swing looks like. Because if you're deadlifting with your back, it'd be really surprising if you're not swinging with your back, okay? So we want to solidify that, practice that, man, because that just carries over to everything in life. How do you pick up the dog, the cat, child, whatever, okay? Do you load the core and drive with the hips, or do you go ahead and load the core and lift with your back? So practice it, take a look at it, send me your video.